Hi, everybody, and welcome to my space. It is a beautiful Thursday here in Salt Lake City, and I wanted to come live and talk to you all about being sovereign. So, um, I'm a medium, an intuitive, and an aromatherapist. And some of you may or may not know that I'm also a licensed hairdresser. So I say that time of my life was really the gateway into doing what I do now. So it was a wonderful time in my life, and it really helped me to understand my intuitiveness. But one of my clients that I had the pleasure of working with for years really was a mentor to me. She was a mentor to me for all of this spiritualness and this new way of thinking and really opening my eyes. Oh, and if you're here joining, I would love for you to say hi, post a comment, let me know you're here. I appreciate it. Um, but one day I asked her, this was a long time ago, and my kids were really young. And I asked her, like, what advice she would give a parent. Like, what was her most important parenting advice? And she responded that she felt like it was a parent's responsibility to teach their children that they can know for them. And I thought that was so interesting. And we discussed it, and she told me what she meant about that really it was about teaching kids that they can make their own decisions, that they have this inner ability to know what's right for them in any situation, whatever's going on. And I thought that was so interesting. And so I really started to, contemplate that and meditate about that and put that into practice as best I could with my kids and teaching them that they could know for them to try to not be as controlling, which is a really challenging as a parent and as a person. We often feel like we know what's best for people in our lives, so it's hard to back off a little. But I was doing my best at that. And then one day I realized, like, wow, this is really important to teach my kids. But what about me? Like, I need to understand what that means. And I need to understand how the idea of I can know for me, how that incorporates in my life and what that means in general. And so I began to sit with that and really, you know, understand sovereignty and what that means. And, we have a really big responsibility as humans here. We're two parts. We're the human part and the spiritual part, and our job here is to try to combine them both, right? So that we are a complete person navigating this world and finding our way. And the best way that we can do that is by understanding our role as sovereign beings. And what I mean by that is we are independent. We're born sovereign, meaning that we are independent of outside rule. We are our own beings. We are our own selves. We know for us, we know what's right. We know our beliefs. And it is our job to connect with that sovereignty and really understand it. That's how we're born. We are born sovereign. We are born free from the conditions of the outside world. We just have to remember that because we're really not taught that. We're taught that you need to do things a certain way. There's a right way to do things and a wrong way. There's the norm and all of that. And it's hard. It's challenging to go against that tide. It's challenging because you can feel alone. You can feel isolated. And we've already been feeling isolated quite a bit. And so it can be a real challenge, but it's important. And, I experienced this when my daughter was going into fourth grade. And she didn't want to go back to school, which was a very big change. She loved school. She used to love school. Then all of a sudden, this summer between third and fourth grade, she didn't want to go, and I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know why. I was trying to communicate, and it just wasn't becoming clear. And I kept getting this knowledge, this sovereign knowledge that I needed to homeschool her. And I fought it because I didn't want to. I didn't really think I believed in that. I didn't understand it. I didn't want to give up my time, but it kept coming and it kept coming. And it was very much against everything in my community, the way that we lived and the way that we believed and things like that. So it wasn't comfortable, but I knew that I had to do that. And so we did it. And it was probably one of the first times that I really engaged with my sovereign self and knew that I had to make a decision that was going to be unpopular, but that it was absolutely the right thing. It was my truth. And that wasn't the first time, but that was a huge thing. And, I've had a lot of criticism leveled at me because of that choice that I made, but I don't regret that at all. And I know my kids don't. I mean, it's one of the gifts of my life was homeschooling my kids. So I'm happy that I was able to connect with that sovereign part of myself, right? But again, it's really easy to get stuck in the narrative or the paradigm that we're in of there's a right way and a wrong way. And the truth is there is a right way for us, and that's it. We have to answer to that. We have to answer to what's right for us or what's not right for us, right? And sometimes it's as important to know what's not right for us. Sometimes we know that first. We just know this is not right. We're not sure what is right, but we know that this is not right. So we have to go with that. And hi, Amy. Thank you for joining. If there's others here, I would love your comments. What do you guys think? What does sovereignty mean to you? What does it mean to you to be a sovereign being? Have you experienced this? Are you having trouble with it? But in these times, I believe we are being called to this more than ever. We are being called to get out of the narratives on either side, come to the middle, and really understand where we are, what we believe, what our truth is, what is, what is right for us, because we are the only ones who can know what is right for us. Nobody else can know that. I'm intuitive. I read for people all the time. I connect with people's energy, and I have ideas of what's best for them. But I always tell them, don't let me and my opinion override you and your knowledge. I'm coming at this intuitively. I'm an open channel, but yet I'm still a human, right? With my own ideas and opinions. So we don't ever want to let somebody else's opinion override our own and override that sovereignty. We don't want to give that away. That is our ultimate freedom, right? This is the only freedom that is ours and ours alone, that can never be taken away from us. So we want to protect it. We want to hold on to it very, very carefully and mindfully. And the way that I really believe that we connect to our sovereign self, we all have it, right? We all have an internal GPS, our internal intuitive knowing of, what is right for us in that moment or what is not right for us in that moment. We all have it. We just need to connect with it. And the first thing that I believe we have to do to connect with this sovereign part of ourselves is to give ourselves permission. Give ourselves permission to find out what our truth is, to find out that our truth might align here or it might align here. Right? We might have thought it was here, but it's actually here. We need to give ourselves permission to find that out, to really understand, where we land in all of this. And again, the easiest way that we can do this is to come to the middle ground, be in that space of neutrality where we're not charged by emotions on either side. Because even if we're charged by lighter emotions like happiness and joy, that's still an opinion. That's still not walking the middle way. That's still not being neutral. So we really want to be neutral about it. And I would love to, like I said, I wanted this to be a conversation. So if anybody wants to share anything about if you're struggling with something right now, being sovereign, if you're feeling pulled or pressured to be in a specific narrative or have an opinion or to engage in an action, I would love to talk about that, because it is not easy. And if there is nothing else that has happened over the last, 14 months, it is that we have, it's very polarizing right now. You're either right or you're wrong. You're either this way or that way. And I think that doesn't serve us. That way of thinking doesn't serve us. And to think that, that there's, if you are on this side, then you're going to be on that side about everything. That's not right. We are energetic beings. We are thinking, we are feeling people. And because of that, depending on where we're at in life, we're going to, think differently and feel differently. Many of the things that I thought I believed, or that I did believe wholeheartedly and that I was very passionate about when I was younger, those things have changed. Maybe I've softened, maybe I've just grown in wisdom, maybe my experiences have just led me in a different way, but it doesn't matter. I'm not that, I don't ascribe to some of those things. Even things I thought a month ago have changed, because we're always changing and growing. We are energetic beings. So thank you so much, Angelina, for that comment. I appreciate it. And again, give yourself permission to be exactly where you are. Give yourself permission to be free from all of the chatter and all of the narrative and all of the extraneous clutter out there that we hear and that we feel and that we take on, and that we that we come up against every day. Give yourself permission to know you, to connect to your internal GPS, and to truly know you, and to know your truth, and to know your sovereignty, because that is the only freedom that there really is. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. I will be back. I'm going to be doing some card pulls probably in the next couple weeks. I've got some really fun new announcements. So if you are not on my email list, if you have not subscribed to my email list and my newsletter, please do so by going to michellesnelling.com. That's Michelle with one L, Snelling with two. And you can sign up for my newsletter there, because I've got some really exciting news coming. Things are looking beautiful and different, and I am so excited about it. I'm ready to bust. Can't wait to share it. So be looking out for that. And I'm going to be adding a lot of new things to my YouTube channel, some shows and wonderful guests, and a lot of things with, more card readings. So thank you all. Have a beautiful Thursday. I hope you are enjoying this new moon. It is powerful, and this is the perfect time for us to really connect with our sovereignty and know what we want to intend, know what we want for our lives right now. So thank you all. I love you, and have a beautiful day.